Simon Peter went up and dragged the net to land, full of large fish. Something you don't notice unless you read this several times. They weren't small fish. They weren't just like little bluegills or something out of the sea. They were large fish in a small net, and the net did not break. 153 fish, large fish. And although there were so many, the net was not broken. So this was really another miracle. It's even minor miracles are great miracles when you think about it, because they're still miracles. Jesus said to them in verse 12, "Come and eat breakfast." Yet none of the disciples dared ask him, "Who are you?" knowing that it was the Lord. So, but even though they were up close to the Lord now, Jesus still kind of concealed the way he looked, because it shows that they didn't dare ask him, "Who are you?" So something in his appearance had changed. We don't know if he still bore some of the marks of the beatings and the crucifixion, or if he still looked like he had even been swollen up. We just don't know. We just know that they didn't recognize him. They didn't recognize his voice, but they did know that it was the Lord by what? By what he said, by his presence, by what he did, by his personality. And that's why I have such a heart to have every one of all of us know God intimately and so personally that we're never going to be deceived by another person. Because I'm telling you, it's going to get worse and worse and worse, and you're going to see people that you once trusted explicitly deviate from the truth. You are going to see a great falling away. You're going to see people that you thought were rooted and grounded in God doing things that just don't make any sense. Why? Because you were looking at the external person, and God looks at the heart. Within the heart of every man is a person that only God knows. The only people that will really stay the course and not deviate are people that know the Lord. So the reason why we're exhorted and commanded to study to show ourselves approved unto God is because it is so important and necessary for us to know God, lest we be pulled off course, unless we become part of the apostasy, the heresy that is to come. It's going to be great. We're going to see, I never believe we're going to see the Antichrist, but you are certainly going to see Antichrists. You will never see the Antichrist set up his image in the temple, but you will see many people that look like a precursor to him. And some of these people will come in the name of Jesus. Many of them will come in the name of Jesus. That's what Jesus said when you hear, there he is in the desert, or he's over there. He's not talking about just him as an individual. He's talking about just where he is, period. If someone's saying to you, "Oh no, go over to that fellowship over there because God's really moving over there." He's not moving in your fellowship, he's really moving over there. "Oh, go over here because, man, they're packed out, man. There must be really something great going on because there's tens of thousands of people heading over to that fellowship over there." He says, "Go not there." He says, "Even as the east is from the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be also." What he's saying, first of all, is before the rapture, what keeps us in a safe place is to have oil in our lamps, to be in constant fellowship with God, to keep the Spirit replenishing in us, moving in us, to be reminded constantly of the things that God has shown us in His Word, and learn and memorize and learn and memorize and know what the Word says so that you're not caught off guard. At the same time, when you worship with a heart that is pure. Leave the world when you worship God. Go into that secret place where God, who sees in secret, will reward you openly. As you pray, as you worship, do it without hypocrisy. Do it without thinking about the people around you or what they're thinking about you while you're doing what you do. Find that place of invisibility. Find that place of being of no great reputation or of any reputation at all. But find that place of humility where God, when He sees you, embraces you, because that's where He is. That's where you can find Him, is when you humble your heart, when you fall upon the rock, when you step out on faith to be obedient to what He has commanded you to do. He will meet you there and He will be with you He will empower you. But if you go in any other direction, if you start following the trends and what's popular and the people that seem to be more successful and more beautiful, I'll tell you, you're going to get lost. Because that is the hook and the bait of the great apostasy.